Hello, my name is Jeremiah Siklavon, and I want to talk about the overview, motivations, and inspiration behind this project. So, currently, we have these three options available today in our marketplace for software, mapping software. On our most left, we have a Google Maps basic view of Artisan Court at Brickyard at Tempe, Arizona. Our second view is the ASU interactive map, which actually displays a picture of that map. And then the third image is a satellite image. What we're looking to do is to create a new next generation map. And that would consist of actually mapping out the blueprint and the schematics of that building, and to have this option available for users who desire this information or who want a greater complexity when they're viewing maps. And so why is this useful? When we look at the final form of the goals of this application, it's to overlay the schematics or blueprint, or in other words, the interior design of the building onto a map. So as you zoom in, you'll be able to access the flooring plans, the different levels, the layout of the entire building. And so this project is founded on this basis, and we want to continue to develop these ideas and continuing this presentation. Thank you.
Alright, my name is Lincoln and I'll be talking about the project requirements. Some assumptions and dependencies. We will be creating code that will work in conjunction with benchmarks code inside of their container and that will directly interact with each other. Benchmark will also be allowed to send data to our software through an API to update. Users must know how to use a web page and understand how to read a map, as well as have a device that's connected to the internet at all times. Some non-functional requirements. These are requirements that are secondary and will be focused on after our functional ones. They are building marking, aesthetics, multi-user stability, ease of use, and simplicity. For the functional requirements, we have outdoor-indoor position conversion, real-time position marking, zooming, and current location tracking. We will be looking at the use case diagram for the indoor-outdoor position conversion, and what this does is that once the GPS detects the user has entered a building, it will convert their location to either decimal times and more. So for the use case, we have a user here that will get their location. The location can either get updated or moved, and then after that, they can be converted from indoor to outdoor, or vice versa, outdoor to indoor. Someone who would use this functional requirement could be someone from the military. As a personnel, they are currently moving in and out of buildings. It would benefit them to always have a GPS system that always updates where their current positions are, and so that they can relay that information. My role in this project is to mainly be working with the geographical mapping integration, alongside with some GUI input and then web application implementation. Some challenges I'll be expecting to face would be discovering the limits of the mapping software, as well as learning new programs to work with the implementation. And that is all for my part.
Hello, my name is Juan Osornio, and today I'm going to be talking about the tools and technologies that we use for this project. So let's get started. Okay, so let's start out with Axure, and this is pretty much going to be the program that actually helped us design and work with different prototypes. For the actual mapping system, so we looked at a different variety of implementations that we actually wanted to work with. And next is going to be HTML and CSS, and so we're going to be using that a little bit, followed with some JavaScript, and that's also going to be one of the key components to actually making the project functional. For GeoJSON, this is also another core aspect that's going to help us work with geographical data and location. And Mapbox, that's also going to be the location data platform, where we're actually going to be using to actually implement the mapping system. And there might be a possibility that we're going to be working with ArcGIS. So the role for my project is pretty much going to be working with both the front and back end development. So I'm going to be working with both teams on that. Some of the skills that I'm required to use are definitely going to be working with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Mapbox. What I plan to accomplish is pretty much, create a functional web application with the seamless indoor and outdoor integration that the sponsor asked for. The remaining task that we're actually working with is, implementing, and finalizing the mapping integration for the both indoor and outdoor solutions. And some of the challenges for this project are definitely, working with new and unfamiliar technologies. Most of the team aren't familiar with some of these things, so it's definitely one of the things that we're going to be having to work with.
Hello, my name is Jorge Riano, and for this project, my role is to work on JavaScript files in order to output and show everything on the screen. I will be working with Juan on this project for this aspect, in order to make the application functionable and look nice with CSS attributes. As of now, we have a working prototype that is on track as to what we wanted for now. We have used Mapbox to outline the map shown. Using this tool, we are able to move around and choose the markers to click and find more information about the specific building. As of now, this is what we have. We have different markers to point out the buildings that are clickable, as in we can find more information and go inside. So as you can see, we just did these buildings right here for demo purposes. So if we just click on this one, a window will pop up with information of the building. This first link will send you to the website of the building, and then this link will send you to the inside. As of now, we just included a clickable link to go inside the building. So once clicked, it will demonstrate a platform like this. This isn't the exact building, this is used from a different prototype, but this is just for the demo. So it will outline the floor. So if you want to go to the third floor, we click on it and then it will show what's on the third floor. And that is for just these buildings that we have used. See. We also incorporated a XY function to know where each of the parts are to help us with GeoJSON. We will be incorporating a zoom function to just zoom inside the building. So rather than clicking inside to go inside, we will zoom in and it will just change from an outdoor look to an indoor look for that specific building. We will also incorporate the GeoJSON polygons. So rather than using markers, we will use the polygons to outline the maps. Instead of having a flat figure, it'll be a 3D figure. And we will be making the inside more functionable, such as what was seen before, but in relation to what the building represents.
Hi, I'm Calvin. I'm going to be going over the lessons learned in this semester. So first we have the map design, which the group made several prototypes of map designs on Axure, and then we selected one final design at the end. And then there's multiple file integration. The project is really big, so we are going to require many files to integrate with each other for the map functionality to be efficient. And then we'll be using API, which helps gather objective information, and then such as finding a Google Map API online, and then trying to determine the map coordinates. And then use map layering for the output. We will match the outdoor map coordinates and the indoor map coordinates of each other. And then there's group communication, which we use Slack to communicate about the progress of the project and the for the group assignments as well. And so for my role in this project, what to accomplish would be the back-end development for internal functionality, which the skills that I would need would be in web development, such as API and JSON, which helps get the output based on the API object that I created. The plan to accomplish this would be to gather more research for different concepts, and then to implement functionality and the logic based off of different user actions the user can perform on the map. And then the remaining tasks for this project would be the test of functionality, and then learn new programming and software engineering concepts, and then implement the code for the project. The challenges would be to know the required functions, learn new concepts, and knowing where and how to start the implementation of the project.
Hi, my name is Blake Boxberger, and for my part of the project, I mostly focused on the design and prototyping aspect of the project. In conclusion, I'd like to give a huge thank you to Travis Dockery and Jake Miller, our two sponsors from Benchmark, for providing us with the guidance and information we needed to begin working on this project throughout the semester. Thank you for providing feedback on our designs and prototypes, and thank you for sending us in the right direction. I would also like to thank Yiting Yao, our instructor for this capstone course, for keeping us on track throughout the entire semester and reminding us of our goals and deadlines.